Welcome to another loot from video. This time we'll be killing the Lizardman Shamans. The gear setup I'm going to be using is full Shazian armor 5 because it protects you from the Shaman's poison attacks. Each piece adds more protection. All 5 pieces are required for 100% protection. I have my Shazian helm combined with my Slayer helm via the hard Karen and Kebos diary unlocked, which is why I'm wearing the Slayer helm. However, I won't be doing the Shamans on task. I am also wearing an Anguish, which you could also trade down for a Fury or even an Amulet of Glory. A Rider's Blessing, any blessing will work just as well. Unless you aren't using a blowpipe, then you will want this slot for your arrows or bolts. Of course, Toxic Blowpipe with Adamant Darts. Myth will also work okay as well, but I have a lot of adamant, so I'm going to use those. You can also use a magic shortbow with rune arrows, or even a rune crossbow with broad bolts. And finally, an Ava's Assembler and a Ring of Suffering for the defense. An Arch Ring would also work, but I don't have one, or even a Ring of Wealth if you have neither of the other two. My inventory setup to start is going to be 4 Divine Ranging Potions. Normal ranging potions work as well. 3 Antidote Plus. You can also use Super Anti-Poisons, but you will need more of those. A Stamina Potion for running there, and 14 Prayer Potions, as I'll be using Protect from Range and Eagle Eye. You should also definitely bring Alks, because as you will see, they drop a lot of good alkaballs, as well as Bones to Peaches, if you have that unlocked. If you don't have Bones to Peaches, you will need to bring less Prayer Potions and substitute in some food. This will make your trips much shorter, however. Finally, a house tab for the end of my trips. I've left 3 inventory spaces free, as there are a lot of loot you'll want to pick up. I will be killing the Shamans here in the Lizardman Temple, as you do not need a task to be in this area, and it is also non-cannonable. Unfortunately, the Shamans are heavily farmed by gold farmers at the moment, so finding a free world can be an issue. My starting Lizardman KC, 1366. I did already get a warhammer at that KC, so hopefully that won't affect how long it takes to get it back too much. Anyways, let's get started. This is going to take a while. Lizardman Shamans are a much stronger version of normal Lizardmen and Lizardman brutes you see wandering around. Shamans never become tolerant to players like normal Lizardmen, meaning if you enter their aggro range, they will always attack you no matter your combat level. You cannot kill Shamans unless you have required 100% Shazian favour beforehand. There are currently 3 areas which you can kill Shamans, one being a task only area found beneath the Lizardman settlement. The other 2 more commonly used areas are the western side of the Lizardman Canyon and the Lizardman Temple, which is where I am currently. The Lizardman Canyon is a multi-combat area, whereas the Lizardman Temple is single combat. Therefore, if you wish to use a cannon for Shamans, you'd need to use the canyon. The downside being, if you're an Ironman, you can very easily be crashed or waste supplies on damaged Shamans. This area also requires a lot of concentration, as the Shaman's attacks can also stack onto you. The Lizardman Temple is more commonly used area for the Dragon Warhammer grind, because of its single combat and smaller projectile range. Lizardmen have 3 attacks that they commonly use, which do not have a cooldown, meaning they can be repeated straight after one another. First of all, the green acid attack that can deal 25 to 30 damage. This is the attack that can be 100% protected from by wearing the Shazian armor 5, which I am using. Alternatively, wearing the Shazian armor 1 to 4 will reduce the damage greatly. This attack also poisons the player, starting at damaging you for 10s. The second attack is their jump attack, which targets a small area which the player was standing on when the jump happened. If you don't move at least 3 tiles away, then you will be dealt between 20 and 25 damage that cannot be avoided. There are some areas in which you can stand, so this attack won't occur because the landing location is obscured. I'll put up some images for in the temple, which I am using. As you can see, some tiles are marked in yellow. When standing on these tiles, the Shamans cannot do their jump attack because of the space needed for them to land. Using these tiles does also increase your kills per hour, I have found, because of the less time wasted for the Shaman's animation. There are 3 images, as the spots are slightly different for each of the 3 rooms. Finally, for their third attack, they summon small purple spawns that after a few seconds will explode, dealing 5 to 10 damage depending on the player's proximity to them. Now onto the Shaman's drop table. They have a pretty wide variety of drops, including alkaballs, runes, seeds, herbs, and supplies. The alchemical drops really do add up over time, which you will see at the end of this video, so you will definitely need to bring alks on your trips. The lowest price alk is 1.7k, up to 29k for a rune chain body. The rune drops also stack up nicely. The fire, death and chaos runes are especially nice to stack because of their usefulness with the trident. The fire runes are also especially nice as you are alking along the way. Shamans also drop a small variety of noted herbs, being qualms, cadentines, dwarfweed and lantadymes. Because they are noted, unfortunately unfortunately a herb stack cannot be used. As well as noted herbs, you often get noted coal, iron and runite ore, which really adds up as well. Finally, Shamans dropped some really nice seeds, including high level seeds such as magic and dragon fruit. If you get a dragon fruit tree seed, prepare to be jump scared thinking you got the warhammer because of the dragon in the drop text. And the other miscellaneous drops from Shamans include coins, fangs, chili potatoes and talismans. The chili potatoes do come in pretty useful if you haven't got bones to peaches or are suddenly low on health. Oh, and Shamans certainly like to shit out rare drop table rolls, so be prepared to see a lot of those. Oh, and towards the end, this happened. We got it! Yes. Bye, Shamans. I'm out of here. And there we go. We actually got the warhammer, and on drop rate, which is crazy. It took me 5092 KC, so this is roughly what you can expect from getting a dragon warhammer. Honestly, the amount of supplies and GP you make is so much more than I expected. I managed to get around 125 kills per hour off task with my setup, using Eagle Eye the entire time. I didn't track 100% of the supplies I used, but I can estimate it to be about 120 divine ranging potions and 560 prayer potions, as well as 1.5 full blowpipes, oh, and 60 antidotes plus. Let me get out all the supplies we gathered. I will put up the entire loot tracker on the left. As you can see, Shamans drop a big variety of useful items for an Ironman. The main reason for doing Shamans on an Ironman would be to require the unique Dragon Warhammer drop, but although it is a long grind, you make some serious GP for the time spent, as well as getting a ton of resources. First of all, you get a lot of alcohol items, as you can see from the variety of runite drops. In total, we got 19 mil in alcoballs, which is pretty insane. Although GP isn't the most useful on an Ironman, you do still need a lot as you get later into the game for things such as making planks and buying runes. Speaking of runes, Shamans also drop a fair amount of chaos and death runes. We got 13,000 chaos runes and over 6,000 death runes. And if you combine those with your fire runes, you have yourself nearly 3,500 trident charges. Additionally, I also got some nature rune drops from the rare drop table, so that helped cover the price of alching all of the items as well. Unfortunately, Shamans do tend to throw a lot of rare drop table at you. I had almost 130 rare drop table rolls during my 5,000 kills, but some of them can be pretty useful, such as the 30 crystal keys I managed to make. So don't get demotivated when you see the rare drop table. In my opinion, besides the alcohol items, the best drops you get from Shamans are the seeds, herbs and ores. First of all, you have the chance of getting some great high level seeds, such as dragon fruit tree seeds and magic seeds. Although these drop rates are pretty rare, they are really nice XP when you get them. I'll put up a list of the seeds I obtained and the XP you can expect from them. Some really nice passive XP while you're going for an almost required item on an Ironman. Now, I was actually shocked at the amount of runite ore I managed to get. We got 306, which in itself is amazing, but we also got 4.8k coal as well for making them into bars. And we cannot forget the 6.4 thousand iron ore, which isn't as useful, but it can be used for making steel bars for cannonballs if you can motivate yourself to do that. Finally, I have to say, the drops I loved the most were the herbs. Shamans only drop 4 types of herbs, which are qualms, cadentine, dwarfweed and lantadymes, but they really do add up over time. In total, we ended up getting 1,118 herbs, which is amazing. I'll put up on screen the herb lore XP you can expect from using these herbs. Oh, and I almost forgot, we got 11 long bones as well. No curved bones, thankfully, but that is still some nice passive construction XP. Overall, the Dragon Warhammer grind made me a total of 73.3 mil, which is roughly what you can expect as well from your grind. In my opinion, that is amazing from a grind that is pretty much required on an Ironman. Yes, it is pretty boring sometimes, but try and focus on the amazing supplies you get along the way. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm super happy that I got my Dragon Warhammer back, and I wish you luck on getting your Dragon Warhammer too. See you next time!